going to be underneath the jurisdiction of Jacob.
Right, but what I want to say is, well, how come Esau's going to be exterminating in the other nations? Well, why?
Yeah.
Why is that? Because Esau was simply put on the earth to make an example of evil and wickedness. He's done that job. So now when the kingdom of heaven is established, the Most High is going to establish a righteous kingdom. Complete righteous kingdom. So if that's the case, we don't need the nation of Edom. We don't need so-called white people to be on the earth. Because he's already served his purpose.
Like a Kleenex tissue. After you blow your nose,
you throw it away.
Blow your nose, you don't pick the tissue back out of the bin again and say, oh, let me clean it and wash it. You know what I mean? That shit where? Flush it down the toilet.
You go to the toilet, you wipe your ass, you throw it. That's it. Yeah, you take a shit, you wipe your ass.
Do a video on that.
And you flush it down the toilet, man.
Exactly. So I mean, we don't have to really get mad and all bent up out of shape because Esau's done all of this evil. Yeah, we're gonna get mad because we're people of the earth. But we have to look at things from a spiritual aspect point of view. That's what we gotta also do, really, and this is what I'm thinking now, just popped into my mind, this thought. We gotta be more spiritual than carnal.
Right.
We gotta look at everything from more of a carnal perspective.
Spiritual perspective.
Right, spiritual perspective. Go on, man. You know, like I was saying before. Now, it ain't got nothing to do with feminism. It's just got something to do with people who got mental problems.
May I ask you, like, what your movement is about? Because I recognize the line.
Obadiah chapter 1, verse 15.
Right.
For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
Right.
Are you preaching gospel like rap?
Thou is done, it shall be done unto thee.
Yeah.
Thy reward shall return upon your own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually.
Right. Then shall all the heathen drink continually.
Yeah, all the heathen. Yea, they shall drink, and yea, they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they have not been.
That's the nation of Esau. So Esau is going to be made a prime example out of it. That's all it is. So, like for example, Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah, even though that was a wicked, sadistic, evil empire because of the nastiness that was being wrought there, that society was set up so that other nations can be aware on how not to rule or govern our society. So the Most High puts people in power or nations in power to make an example out of them later on. And this is why the so-called white man is in power today, so that we can then look back while we're in the kingdom and realize, okay, yeah, he was the wicked, and we're not to rule and govern a society like how he did. That's all it is. You know, what more can I say? Well, what more can you say?
Yeah.
What's that, brother?
Wickedness and righteousness.
Wickedness and righteousness.
Yeah.
Go on,
So verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance.
But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. Mount Zion is the nation of Israel. So-called blacks, so-called Latinos, Native American Indians. They're only going to receive the salvation. That's it. No one else. Okay, why? Because these people are under the covenant. All of them other nations are not under the covenant. Okay, but going back to the nation of Edom and Esau, because see, the so-called Europeans, they've been thinking for a long period of time that they was always going to be in power. Great Britain was always going to be great. America was always going to be in its step. But as we see what's going on right now around the world as well, as we see the declining of the system, we see the violency of the EU breaking apart, which also goes back to Bible prophecy. Daniel, what is it, the second chapter? All right? And then ultimately it's going to get to the point where the society is going to experience an economic collapse. And then everybody's going to be all bugged out. Everybody's going to be complaining about their livelihood or whatever. And then it's going to get to the point where people are going to revolt against their government. That's going to be the end result of all of this right here. Okay, and then when the kingdom of heaven is set up, the so-called white man or the nation of Edom, they're going to be known as the people of the wicked. That's going to be known worldwide. Right now, it's only known amongst us because we have the inside scoop. But when the kingdom is set up, that's going to be a worldwide thing. All of the nations are going to know that Esau was the man of sin. Okay, that's why he has to do what he has to do right now. That's why the Most High has him in his stead doing what he's doing right now, so that we can then look back in the future and realize that these are the people of sin. Go on, bro.
And there shall be holiness.
Yeah, please do, yeah.
and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Right. So when it's all said and done, once the so-called Europeans fulfill their time in slavery, which would be 1,000 years under our rule, they're going to be wiped off the face of the map. They're not going to serve its purpose anymore. Because they've already served their purpose already. By being the wicked. By being the devil. Which is what the Most High wanted them to do. Read your precept, brother.
Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground?
And Lucifer doesn't just mean Satan. Lucifer means someone that bears the light. So he's bearing the light because he's on top. And he's shutting forth his wisdom and understanding on the earth.
Yeah,
That's what that goes into. Go on.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?
Right, how it's not cut down to the ground that thou weakest the nations. Because under Esau's rule, pursuant to Daniel's 2nd chapter, okay, it says that this particular beast will break down me, roughly paraphrasing what it says. So how was he able to do that? By dropping drones on different countries such as Yemen, and dropping atomic missiles on places like Iraq, Afghanistan, and setting up different policies and what have you, and just causing the ruckus on the planet. That's how he weakened the nations. So Esau's living out this prophecy right now. Go on, brother.
This is for that, verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
Yeah.
I will exalt my throne above
He
the
would
stars
set up
of the Most High.
his space stations in the mist and lied to the people and said that he made it to the moon in 1969. Yeah. Go on.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
You going?
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
He would sit up above the clouds and be like the Most High. That's why if you talk to a lot of Edomites about if they believe in God, a lot of them will say no, because a lot of them believe that they're the Most High. Yeah. Especially the powers that be. They believe that they can truly actually manipulate nature to their fitting and do away with anything that the Most High created. All right, and I'm not mad at the so-called white man for doing that. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. That's his luck. That's what he was created to do. The so-called white man
Strong
was not
delusions,
created
isn't it?
to bring love and peace and happiness and joy. He was created to do what he's done right now.
He was never about that. Esau was never about peace and joy. He doesn't even have it within himself.
Yeah.
You know, the scripture says there's no peace unto the wicked.
Right.
It tells you that in the scriptures. There's no peace unto the wicked.
Right.
Esau don't know peace. How can you give something that you don't have?
Right. Exactly. So that's the lot of the so-called white man. It's to bring evil and wickedness. And the reason why we keep talking about, because we could talk about all of these other nations, but the reason why we're talking about him because he's in the power seat right now. So we have to talk about him. And the Bible tells us to talk about him. Let's get that in Ezekiel 35, brother.
Finish this?
Yeah, finish that.
Verse 15 says, Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Right.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Yeah, because in the kingdom of heaven, all of these nations, they're going to see the complete degradable state of the nation of Edom, the so-called Europeans. And they're going to be in just that, a complete, severe, degradable state. All right? Now you see these homeless people walking by and by, or you see, just pretty much sitting on the street. They look terrible, don't they? But Esau's going to look terrible, pale in comparison to how these homeless people look. They're going to look terrible, man. And these other nations, they're going to realize, even our children's children, they're going to realize that there's no way in hell that these people ever rule the earth on one time. That's how bad it's going to look to them. Go on.
Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdom?
Right, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and shake the kingdoms? What? Huh? Go on.
That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof.
Like how it is right now. People can't even imagine us coming into power. So-called, as they call it, black people, right? Which we're not black people. We're the nation of Israel. As people, think, we could never come to power. Niggas can't come to power. So that's how we're going to be thinking about, right? Like how they think about us. Yeah. We're going to be thinking to them like that. Okay? These devils can't come into power because they're going to be in a degradable state. Go on.
It says that open not the house of his prisoners, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory.
Right.
Everyone in his own house.
Right. Everyone lie in glory and everyone in his own house. All of the Israelites are going to lie in glory. And that's going to be the end result. We're not always going to be just niggas out here hanging about, listening to rap music all fucking day. We're going to be priests and kings on the earth. And it all starts with the elite of the righteous, which we are those people. Okay, all of those brothers you see out there around the four corners of the earth with the garments on, proclaiming the acceptable year of the Lord, we're the elite of the next society, of the kingdom of heaven. That's why we're the ones supposed to come out here and preach this word. All right, go on.
It says, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
That's it. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Now, what nation? Now we all can all agree and understand that every nation has some kind of evil in them, or has done some kind of wickedness somehow, some way, right? But the wicked, okay, is indeed the nation of Edom, the so-called Europeans, the so-called white race today. And they've proven based on their government. They've proven it. Okay, how could you compare what evil another nation does in comparisons to thousands of people being killed or hundreds of millions of people being killed? Okay, due to these these different wars that are being set up, atomic bombs being dropped, drones being dropped, which kills thousands of people. No nation has ever killed so many people besides the Edomites, man. All right. So the Bible. So we just only dealing with what the Bible is saying. We're not trying to get at nobody. We're not trying to make fun of nobody. We just stating the truth, man. The truth is the truth. Okay, go on.
Last one. Verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
And the enslavement of our nation too. All right, which we don't even have to just talk about that. We don't even have to talk about slavery. We can leave that out of the equation. And understand that still, indeed, the so-called Europeans have proven themselves to be the devil based on the works they've committed on the prophet. Setting up different biological labs, biolabs to create diseases around the earth. Like, for example, you heard about Ebola, right? And all of these different viruses, these pandemics, right?
Yeah.
Where did these pandemic-wise diseases come from? They come from these biolabs that's pretty much set up all around the world. Where did AIDS come from? They eat him out by the name of Robert Gallo. Look him up.
What's his name?
Robert Gallo, his name is.
Gallo.
Robert Gallo, yep.
They've got patents on all these infectious diseases, man. Patents on them, so that tells you that they're created in labs. They're not just come out of nowhere, man.
Exactly. They like to tell you, it came from apes or some kind of animal, but they created it in the labs and spread it before the earth because their thing is just to depopulate. When you look at the Georgia Guidestones, those are commandments for the powers that be, the elite, or what you call the Illuminati. They're to keep those commandments. And one of the commandments I'm going to name is to maintain humanity on the 500,000. So how do you do that? Right, what is it, brother? 500 million, I stand corrected. Okay, so how do you do that? By spreading aerosol in the air, chemtrails in the air, okay, manipulating man and woman to pretty much divide, all right? Mixing, what is it, man? Merging seeds together with your food. GMO. Splicing genes.
The poisoning the atmosphere with the fumes.
Yeah.
The pollution. That's pollution.
Exactly.
The air we breathe.
Human flesh in McDonald's.
Exactly.
Well
LGBT.
documented.
Yeah, because
well documented. Human flesh.
There's not enough. They say there's not enough cows, quite clearly, for them to be selling them out of burgers that they're selling on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Think about how many McDonald's there are just in one stretch. There's two right here.
Yeah.
any meat that you can't, just you put two and two together. Any meat you can't identify.
I think everybody.
Assume because we're under the devil. Assume it ain't human. Assume it's human meat. Some of them places there, kebab shops. When I go in there, I get a certain smell, man. And my mind tells me Get out of there. So I assume that if you can't identify it, if it's all mixed up and you know, assume it ain't. It's just human meat, man.
So when you eating this, like the brother said, it's human meat. Like the brother said, in that McDonald's, you eating human meat. Because what they do is you can look this up, and I looked this up years ago.
Yeah.
What they do is you know the baby fetuses, right?
Yeah.
That come out, you know, that comes from the abortion.
Yeah.
They'll use that meat, merge it into the food, and you go on McDonald's, you eating that shit, man.
You know,
And they put it in what, brother?
Add a bit of salt and pepper, mash it down.
Right, mash it together.
Yeah. When I was at a job years ago, a guy who we worked together, he previously worked in kebab shop. He said when we're doing the meat, you know, we put gel in it. This is 20 years ago, you know.
Right.
30 years ago, Slakia. And he was saying what they do and how they just very casual with the meat before I knew anything about human meat and McDonald's and all that.
Yeah.
And you said cigarette butts go in it. He said in the human meat we're wrapping it up. You know, ash go in it. You know, it's no problem. We just get the food. You know, wrap up the food and mold the food. And that was 30 years ago. Kebab meat. Mm-hmm. So imagine now what's going on now.
It's bad now. It's much more bad now.
No problem.
Peace and peace.
Yeah, no problem, sir. No problem.
Please. Alright, Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 13. And the Lord saith, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread.
Oh, that's Ezekiel 4, right?
Yeah, among the Gentiles, whether I drive them.
Yeah, and that's under the rulership of the so-called white man. Why? Because we're ruling, he's ruling over us, and we're under his house. So under his house, if he's a destroyer or perverser, under his house, it's going to be all kinds of perversion. It's just going to be. Go on.
Proverbs 29 verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
That's what I wanted you to get earlier. Go on.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Exactly, man. And that's why when you go to these hospitals, man, NHS, people are dying in there. You think people are getting healed in there? No, people are dying in there, man. All right, and there's so many people inside of those hospitals as well, to boot. So if this society is all this in a bag of chips, right? And it's just so, what is it? Update. Society's being updated, and it's getting, things are getting better and better and better. How can there's more people in the hospitals than ever before? Yep. So that's showing you right there. The hospitals show you that this society's under a great decline, man. Even when you look around, like for example, last week you had a homeless devil that came up.
Yeah.
Right, and we declared it was Satan, which she was Satan. Right? When she opened her mouth, I noticed something. She didn't come from a trash background. A lower class background. She came from a middle to upper class background. Homeless. So what does that say? So you gotta look at everything around.
Runaways.
Right.
When I was in the children's home, you have a lot of middle class runaways that want to get away from their far out, what do you call them places like where there's a lot of farm and all that, rural areas, because they want to be in the city around Jake's. Just because they think it's cool to be, they'd rather be homeless away from their parents because their parents are too snobbish, and they want to be around Jake's and be
homeless. That's the curse in itself. That's the curse in itself because you see, this is what happens because see, Esau can cure that, which like I said, Esau ain't gonna do this because he's just being Esau.
Yeah.
The devil. He will be able to cure that by applying the law. If you have a disobedient child, what you're supposed to do is bring that child before the elders and have the parents stone that child to death.
Right.
It's just that simple. That's the law.
That's it.
But if you stone your child, your disobedient child, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna get them free handcuffs, and they're gonna toss you inside that pen, and they're gonna pretty much lock the door of your ass.
Middle class, you know.
I know.
Edomites.
Yeah.
Grew up in the middle class. They want to be around in the urban areas.
Cities.
Homeless on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been made homeless. They just want to be homeless because they want to be around the cool people, the Jakes, you know, black people.
Right. But they still going homeless too, brother.
They're homeless.
There's a lot of there's a higher percentage of them going homeless now.
Right.
They're going. As a matter of fact, brother, hold that because he was holding this. Read that, and then you can say something.
This is about the rebellious son, isn't it? Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 18. And if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastised him, he will not hearken unto them, then the father and his mother will lay hold of him and bring him out unto the elders
Yeah, the parents would bring this particular child to the elders, go on,
of his city,